How you doing, guys? Welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 15th of December 2022. So I'm going to do a very quick rundown on Binance and Bitcoin. That was requested of me today. As always, if you're finding value, please make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, I've got a lot going on at the minute in terms of streaming and live trading and all of this good stuff. So going into next year, I've got a lot of stuff planned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. So with all of that said, I was calling for 235 on Binance before the end of the year. I still believe that that's the case. If I just zoom in a little bit, so you can see this up week, all right, which, a little bit of relief, relief rally. All it's doing is basically just scooping up a little bit more liquidity, and it's pretty much negated that move now. So that last little portion, going from sort of 260 down to 235, talking around about sort of 23, 24 dollars. I really don't think that's going to be a problem, for Binance to go down there. And again, you can see it a little bit more clearly on the daily, liquidity grab, drop, tries to rally a little bit, drops again. Okay, really nice response from this area, and then it's basically just bleeding lower. And ultimately, when we get back down to these lows, I mean, look how many times we've been down here now. There's a lot going on with Binance. I think regardless of whether you think Binance is safe and strong or whether you think there's something going on, it really doesn't matter. If you just look at the chart, you can see this kind of consistent momentum to the downside, and there's a lot of reasons for that, but ultimately we see it on the chart, right? So again, I think as we get close to these lows, around about sort of 250 is going to be a key level. Maybe we see a little bit of a response from there, but the longer it stays down here, the much more likely it is to accelerate into this 235. Maybe a little bit lower, maybe we get a bounce from there, but ultimately not seeing any signs whatsoever that we're going to be getting any upside momentum on Binance. Now if we go over to Bitcoin, again, Bitcoin, really sharp drop, very, very, very muted weeks, almost no volume moving Bitcoin at the moment. It hits this liquidity pool, obviously a little bit of a push lower. So really nice response from there. If we just drop down to the daily chart, we can see what that response looks like. Zoom in actually. So drop, sideways, crap, takes out the low just here, and then we get a little bit of response. We can see the sensitivity from down here, and then ultimately it's hit this level, and now it's just kind of bleeding again. In terms of the two of them, I mean, I think there's just, at this point, it really doesn't matter about correlation. It doesn't matter about, which one's stronger in terms of Binance or Bitcoin. We're just headed lower, basically. And if we go over to Ethereum, we can see the key levels here, respected, really sharp drop. Okay, so this was important. Yeah, the 1.6 or whatever, very, very important. Really nice drop. Basically very muted rally, 3 or 4 weeks of rallying, but again, very muted. So whatever it's just picked up here is just pretty much irrelevant. And again, I think we're just going to continue lower. At some point, I firmly believe that Ethereum is going to be down at 750. I have no idea when, maybe it comes next year, in the first quarter of next year, when we start to get sort of like some volume uptick. First quarter of next year, January, February, and March, is going to set the groundwork or set the stage for the remainder of the year, I believe, right? Or at least, for the next 6 months going into the fall of next year. But again, we can assess all of this as we get there. But for now, main focus, Binance. Do believe it's going to hit 235 before the end of the year. Still got plenty of time for that to happen. And with all of that said, I hope everyone's having an absolutely fantastic day or evening, wherever you are in the world. And I look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon. All the best. Take care. Ciao for now.